Dear students, so we have in the last class I have told you regarding thermodynamics, what is thermodynamics and what is internal energy. Thermodynamics in thermo means heat and dynamics means motion. Thermodynamics is a branch of physics dealing with processes involving heat, work and internal energy. And I have also told you what is internal energy. Internal means that bhitare thaye, the energy contained within the body itself, and that is equal to the sum of potential and kinetic energy. Potential energy arises because of the molecular separation, and kinetic energy arises because of motion. And in case of solid, since the molecules are very close to each other and there is no motion at all, so kinetic energy is 0 and the internal energy is fully potential in nature. In case of liquids, so there is slight motion, so the internal energy partly kinetic and partly potential in nature. But in case of gases, the molecules are free, so there is no potential energy, almost potential energy is 0, but the kinetic energy, internal energy is fully kinetic in nature. Then I will tell you what is thermodynamic system. It is a collection of large number of atoms or molecules of a solid or liquid or gas enclosed in a given volume. The surrounding the wall of the container or the nearby object with which there will be exchange of heat shall also be considered as a part of the total system. And then thermodynamic variables, the pressure, thermodynamic variable. Pressure, P, volume, V, temperature, T, and similarly internal energy, U. They are called as thermodynamic variables, are called as thermodynamic variable. Then I will tell what is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law, then first law and second law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law. It says that if two systems A and B are separately in thermal equilibrium, with the third system C, then the two systems A and B are in thermal equilibrium with each other. This is the third zeroth law. Thermal equilibrium means the temperature of the two systems must be equal, and two systems, suppose this is a system A and this is system B, are separately, that means A is in thermal equilibrium with C. A is in thermal equilibrium with C and B is also in thermal equilibrium with C. Then we have A and B will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. That is the zeroth law. Thermal equilibrium means A is in thermal equilibrium with C, means temperature of C is equal to temperature of A. Then if they are connected, there will be no heat flow. If there is no heat flow means temperature of the two systems are same. Suppose A is at temperature capital T. This is in Kelvin scale. So if A and C are in thermal equilibrium means if you connect them, there will be no heat flow. That means temperature of C is T. And similarly B is in thermal equilibrium with C. If they are connected, if the temperature C is T, so then the temperature of B is also T. There will be no heat flow. Since their temperature are same, heat always flows from high temperature to low temperature. So that means the temperature of A is T and B is T. So if they are connected, there will be no heat transfer. Their temperature are same. So that means A and B are in thermal equilibrium with each other. So the concept of temperature comes from the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Then I will tell you regarding what is first law of thermodynamics. If dq is the sum amount of heat is given to a system, there is, if heat is given, dq amount of heat is given to a system, there will be change in internal energy, and it will also do, that heat will also do some work. So if dq is the heat given to a system, there is a change in internal energy, du is the change in internal energy, and some amount of work is done. Work is done on this system. dW. So that means the amount of heat that is given to a system does two things. First, it changes the internal energy of the system. Whatever the internal energy was, that will change, and also it will do some work on this system. So and the sum of change in internal energy and work done, du and work done dW is equal to the amount of heat given to the system. Amount of heat given to the system is dq. So mathematically dq is equal to du plus dw, work done. So sum of change in internal energy and the work done is equal to the amount of heat given to the system. That is the first law of thermodynamics. And we know work done is force into displacement in the direction of force. So if F is the force given and dx is the displacement, then dot product of force and displacement is equal to the work done. So that is equal to du plus F dx. Suppose you consider you take a cylinder with a movable piston. Piston is movable. This is a airtight piston, and here is you have taken a gas. Ideal gas is taken inside the cylinder, and when if you press it, suppose you apply a force here, you press the piston in a downward direction, so that the piston, this piston comes to this point. This is the initial position of the piston. By application of the force in the downward direction, so it comes to this position. So that means there is a displacement of dx. This is the dx displacement. From this position it comes to this position. So there is a displacement dx along the direction of the force. So that dq is equal to du plus f dx. F and dx, f is acting in this direction, displacement is also acting in the same direction. So angle between them is 0 degree. So that is f dx. A dot b is ab cos theta. So this is f dx cos of 0. Cos theta is 0 because the force and displacement are in the same direction. Cos 0 is 1. So that is equal to du plus f dx. And we know that force per unit area is the pressure. We know force by area is the pressure. So force is equal to pressure into area. Area of this cylinder, area of this piston, or area of the cylinder. Because this is airtight, so this is the area of this piston is also equal to the area of the surface area of the area of the cylinder. So force is equal to pressure into area. So that is equal to du plus f. F is p into a into dx. And area into dx, this is the area of this piston into dx, that is this volume, change in volume. Original volume was this much and now the volume becomes this one. So this is the change in volume. This volume minus this volume is the change in volume. This is dV. So pressure into area, area into dx, this one is the change in volume. Area multiplied by height, so that is the volume. So this is equal to du plus p dv. A dx is equal to A dx is the dv, change in volume, change in volume. So that means our first law of thermodynamics says that if you apply some amount of heat, so there will be change in internal energy and some amount of work is done. Work done is dW, which is in terms of pressure and volume, is equal to P dV. So this is the mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. dQ is equal to du plus P dV. Then what is thermodynamic change or thermodynamic processes? Thermodynamic change. Change or thermodynamic process. A process by which pressure, volume, temperature of a system undergoes as a change. Pressure changes, volume changes, temperature changes of a system is called thermodynamic change. There are different type of change or process. Thermodynamic change or thermodynamics or process. So there are different type of processes. There are different type of change or process. First, isothermal change, or one is isothermal change. The process in which change of pressure and volume takes place so that temperature remains constant. Temperature remains constant. constant remains constant is called isothermal change. In this process, there will be a change in pressure, there will be change in volume, but temperature of the system will not change, it remains as constant. So that is called isothermal change. And here change of pressure and volume takes place very slowly. So in this isothermal process, change of pressure and cannot change very rapidly, or change of volume cannot take very rapidly, and the change takes place very slowly, so that temperature remains constant. And here we know that P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to nRT. Temperature remains same. Product of pressure and volume is equal to nRT. Similarly, P2 VT is also equal to nRT. And graph of pressure and volume is like this. If you plot the graph between pressure and volume, so it will change very slowly. And here the pressure is P1 V1, temperature is T, and here pressure is P2 V2 and temperature is so T. This is the isothermal graph of variation, shows the variation of pressure and volume. This is called indicator diagram. Indicator diagram shows that pressure is changing very slowly. and temperature remains as constant. This is isothermal change, isothermal graph, isothermal plot or isothermal graph. Then adiabatic change. Adiabatic. And here change of pressure and volume and temperature takes place, so that total quantity of heat remains constant. So in adiabatic change of pressure, volume and temperature takes place, so that total quantity of heat remains constant. The system doesn't receive heat or gives heat to the surrounding. Whatever amount of heat is with the system, so it is satisfied with that heat. It doesn't receive any heat from outside or doesn't give heat to the outside. And the graph of adiabatic change is PV diagram. This is P1, V1 and temperature is T1 and pressure is P2, V2 and T2. This is called no heat enters or leaves this system. This is changing very slowly, but here change is slightly rapid. Then isobaric process. Isobaric process or isobaric change or isobaric change or process, whatever you call it. Isobaric change or process. The process in which change of volume and temperature, in which change of volume and temperature takes place, so that such that pressure remains constant. P is constant. Is called isobaric process. So here pressure remains constant. That means if you plot the pressure and volume graph, then pressure is constant, volume is changing, temperature is changing. PV diagram shows like this, that pressure is constant. Then isochoric process. isocoric process. So the change of similarly the change of pressure and temperature takes place, but volume remains constant. Volume remains constant is called isocoric process. That means here PV diagram, pressure changes like this, but volume remains constant. Then I will tell you regarding what is Cp, Cv, specific heat at constant pressure, and then what is specific heat at constant volume, and what is the relation between them, Cp and Cv. Relation between Cp and Cv. Cp is the specific heat at constant pressure and Cv is the specific heat at constant volume. We know gas has two specific heats. Gases has two specific heats. Specific heat at constant pressure Cp and specific heat at constant volume. Constant volume Cv. We know specific heat. I have told you in the previous class that specific heat is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through unit degree. That means specific heat, I have told you, specific heat C is if dq amount of heat is given to m grams of substance, so that its temperature rises by delta T, then unit mass of substance, its temperature rises by delta T, requires dq by m amount of heat. So unit mass of mass of substance, when temperature rises by unit, so the quantity of heat will be, so this is the specific heat by definition, amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through unit degree. So that is your specific heat. A solid has only one specific heat, and but the liquid has two, a gas has two, solid and liquid has one specific heat, but the gases has two specific heats. If you keep the pressure of the gas constant, then the specific heat is called as Cp, and when the volume of the gas is kept constant, then that is called Cv. So Cp is equal to 1 by m into dq by dt with P as constant. When mass is taken as 1, so then Cp will be equal to dq by dt as P as constant. This is specific at constant pressure of gas. Similarly, Cv is equal to 1 by m dq by dt with B as constant, and taking m as equal to 1, that is equal to dq by dt as V as equal to constant. So Cp is equal to dq by dt with P as constant, for unit mass of substance. Cv is equal to dq by dt with V as constant. So according to first law of thermodynamics, according to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus p dv. Dividing by dt, this is the equation 1, dividing by dt, dq by dt is equal to du by dt plus p dv by dt. This is equation 2. When the volume of the gas is constant, when the volume of the gas is kept constant, V is constant means what is the change in volume? dV is equal to 0. Change in volume is 0. जब तुम पाखे सब 5 टका अच्छी ताले चेंज के आज देखते 5 टका काली भी 5 टका अच्छी संध्या बेलू से 5 टका अच्छी ताले मुझे कहबी केते चेंज है बदलला केते किछि बदलनी से माने चेंज सेमती वॉल्यूम टा कांस्टेंट माने चेंज इन वॉल्यूम होची 0. ताले आमे लिखि परिबा ताले dv टा 0 हेले किंतु वॉल्यूम जते कांस्टेंट खाउची त हमें लिखिया dq by dt with v as constant, that is equal to du by dt from equation 2. dv टा 0 हे गेला तो this is p 0 by dt or that is equal to 0 from equation 2. तमाने this is equal to du by dt and our definition dq by dt with v as constant आमर कहि आगु dq by dt with v as constant is equal to cv. Similarly dq by dt with p as constant is equal to cp. ताले आमर हेला cv एटा हेला cv implies cv is equal to du by dt. This is equation 3. ताल du by dt बदले हमें लिखि परिबा cv by du लिखि परिबा cv dt. When the pressure of the gas is kept constant, when pressure of gas is kept constant, equation 2 becomes कौन लिख परिबा ना एठी लिखिया dq by dt equation 2 रे लिखिया जे p as constant, that is equal to say du by dt plus p dv by dt with p as constant. This is equation 4. এবং আমি জানছি dq by dt with p as constant is cp. So equation 4 becomes and we know dq by dt with P as constant is your Cp. अतः इक्वेशन 2 इक्वेशन 4 becomes dq by dt बदले लिख पारे Cp, that is dq by dt with P as constant, that is equal to Cp is equal to du by dt plus P dv by dt with P as constant. एवं अगर आम कही Cv is equal to du by dt, du by dt बदले आम लिखिदे पाइबा Cv. Also equation 3 implies Cp is equal to du by dt from equation 3 is Cv. So that is equal to Cb plus P dv by dt with P as constant. Putting the value of du by dt as Cv from equation 3. ताले बर्तमान है गला जे Cp specific heat at constant pressure is equal to specific heat at constant volume plus the pressure into dv by dt with P as constant. So this is your equation. Now you can call it as equation 5. And now for 1 gram mole of gas, I mean gas equation is Pv is equal to nRT. For 1 gram mole of gas, N is equal to 1. So for 1 gram mole of gas, Pb, which is equal to N is equal to 1. So Pb is equal to nRT. R is the universal gas constant and N is equal to 1. So this is equal to RT. And if you differentiate this, differentiating this equation, Pv is equal to RT. This is the product of two functions uv. In differentiation we will give you u dv then plus v u du. First keep one constant, differentiate the other, similarly interchange it. So differentiating means these are two, this is the product of two functions. So you can write as p dv plus v dp is equal to r as a constant, r dt. And if you divide them, dt implies p dv by dt plus v dp by dt is equal to r. When pressure of the gas is kept constant, when pressure P is constant. Constant माने what is the change? Change is 0. dp is equal to 0. No change. 5 टका थिला आज थिला 5 टका काली भी 5 टका आज संध्याळे 5 टका आज सकाळे मध्ये 5 टका थिला तेनो केते चेंज मो पॉकेट देखला सब बेले सही 5 टका आज तमान किछि चेंज होउनी मो त किछि खर्च करनी से जा थिला से कांस्टेंट है सेति 5 टका ही रही तेनो चेंज इज 0. तेनो p is constant means dp is equal to 0. ताले we write as this becomes equal to p dv by dt with p as constant, dp is 0 hele this becomes v into 0, dp is 0 is equal to r. So this is equation 6. ताले हमें इधर पाइले p dv by dt with p constant, p dv by dt with p constant is equal to r, universal gas constant. Putting this value of p dv by dt with p as constant is equal to r, this is equal to 0. So that means this gives you that v P dV by dt with P constant is equal to R. This is the equation 6. So putting the value of P dV by dt with P as constant equal to R in equation 5. So so we get, putting the value of P dV by dt with P as constant equal to R in equation 5. So we get Cp is equal to Cv plus R, or Cp minus Cv is equal to R. That means Cp is greater than Cv by amount equal to R universal gas constant. Similarly, also we can find that the ratio of Cp by Cv is gamma, a constant that is called gamma. Then adiabatic gas equation. Adiabatic gas equation. In isothermal, yes, PV is equal to, PV is constant, PV is equal to P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to nRT, temperature remains constant, so PV is constant. But in adiabatic case, adiabatic means there will be no quantity of heat remains constant, there will be no change in quantity of heat, but pressure, volume and temperature of the gas changes. And we will deduce a equation for adiabatic process, and that will be PV gamma which is called as Cp by Cv, ratio of specified constant pressure to specified constant volume. So that is a constant, that is called gamma. So adiabatic gas equation will be PV gamma is constant, that we will deduce this expression. So according to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus P dV. For adiabatic process, quantity of heat is constant. The system does not receive heat from the outside or gives heat to the outside, but quantity of heat remains same. So quantity of heat is constant, means dq, change in quantity of heat is equal to 0. This is equation 1. So for adiabatic process, dq is 0. So that means 0 is equal to du plus P dV. And we have also calculated that du by dt is your Cv, specified constant volume, or du is equal to Cv into dt. So this implies 0 is equal to Cv dt plus P dV. This is equation 2. And for 1 gram mole of gas, PV is equal to RT, and differentiating this is the product of two functions. First we will keep one as constant, change it, differentiate this, and then reverse. So that means P dV plus V dP is equal to R is constant, R dt, or this gives you that dt is equal to P dV plus V dP by R. This is equation 3. So in putting the value of dt in equation 2, so putting the value of dt into equation 2, dt is this much, so 0 is equal to Cv dt is equal to P dV plus V dP by R, dt is equal to this thing, then plus P dV, or this implies if you multiply R here, R into 0 is 0, so this becomes Cv P dV plus Cv V dP plus P into R dV, that is equal to 0. This is 0, 0 into R is 0. And then Cv P dV plus Cv V dP, then plus P, R is Cp minus Cv, you see here minus P Cv dV minus this is plus P Cv dV. So this one and this one cancels. This is Cv P dV, this is minus Cv P dV. So that cancels. So you have Cv V dP plus P Cp dV is equal to 0. And now dividing by Cv PV on both sides. दीपट हरिया 0 by something, this is equal to 0. तब एपट हरले Cv V dP by Cv PV, then plus P Cp dV by Cv PV, that is equal to 0 by something, this is equal to 0. Implies Cv Cv कटिगला, Vv कटिगला, so this is dP by P. Then it has Cp by Cv रहिला, Pp कटिगला, so this is dV by V is equal to 0. And Cp by Cv, I could told you that is equal to gamma, that is a constant equal to gamma. So this becomes dP by P plus gamma into dV by V is equal to 0. Therefore, Cp by Cv is gamma, constant gamma. Now integrate both sides. Integrate कले 0 gives you constant. this is dx by x log x. So this is equal to log of p with base e, and this is gamma log of v with base e, that is a constant. जीरो इंटीग्रेशन होची कहा को डिफरेंशिएट कले जीरो हम कांस्टेंट को डिफरेंशिएट कले जीरो हुए तेणु इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ जीरो इज गिव्स यू कांस्टेंट. तापर दिस इज इक्वल टू log p log of this a log x is equal to log of x to the power a. So this is log p plus log of v to the power gamma is constant. Log a, this is log b, log ab. So this is log of p v to the power gamma is constant. Or e to the power constant is equal to, this implies p v to the power gamma is equal to e to the power constant. That is another constant. Okay. So for adiabatic process, p v gamma is constant. So then work done during isothermal process. So let us consider a cylinder with a movable piston with insulating walls and conducting bottom. This is the cylinder. We take a cylinder. These walls are non-conducting. This is also non-conducting, but this bottom is conducting. And there is a piston. This can move up and down. And here we have taken a perfect gas. Ideal gas is taken here. Inside this cylinder, we have taken an ideal gas. And if this arrangement is placed over a source, a reservoir of heat, this is a source, heat source, these are non-conducting walls, this is the reservoir heat which is at temperature T, it is at high temperature. This quantity of heat contained inside this reservoir is very large, so if you give out some heat to the surrounding or to this ideal gas, there will be no change in temperature. It is at high temperature T. So when this cylinder with ideal gas is placed over the source which is reservoir of heat, heat will flow. Since this is the ideal gas, heat will flow from the source to the ideal gas, and its volume will increase. It will push the bottom, push this this movable piston upward, so that there will be a change in there will be an expansion. Volume will expand and temperature will fall. So when temperature falls, again it does heat from the source and temperature attains the same temperature T. So the change in pressure and volume takes place so that the temperature remains constant. This is a isothermal process, and this is called isothermal expansion also. Process isothermal expansion, you can call it as also isothermal expansion. Because volume is changing, so if the volume expands, so it will push the bottom upward, so that it will do some work. And this temperature almost remains constant. When there is a change in, there will fall in temperature, heat will flow from this source to this ideal gas, and temperature remains same. So the change of pressure and volume takes place at a constant temperature. So this is isothermal, and the volume is expanding, so this is called isothermal expansion. And we will find what is the amount of work done in isothermal expansion. And we know that work done dW is equal to PdV. Small amount of work done dW is PdV. And the total work done will be integral of dW. So we can write as dW integral. So that is equal to W. So that is equal to integral of PdV. And for 1 gram mole of gas, PV is equal to RT, for n gram mole of gas, PV is nRT. So PV is nRT, or implies P is equal to RT by V. Then putting the value of P in equation 1, in equation 2, putting the value of P in equation 2, so we have W is equal to integral of P is equal to RT by V. So this is RT by V into dV. And R is constant. Here this is isothermal expansion, temperature is also constant. So constants are taken out. So this is RT dV by V. And total work done when the volume changes from V1 to V2, so total work done when volume changes from V1 to V2 is W. So that is equal to RT into integral of V1 to V2 dV by V, or that is equal to RT log of V divided by E. Lower limit is V1 and higher limit is V2, or that is equal to RT log, first you take the value of this minus the value of the lower side. So RT log E V2 minus log of E to the V1. Log A minus log B is log A by B. So that is equal to RT log E V2 by V1. And if you call it this is base E, and if you transform into log 10 base, so that is 2.303 RT log 10 V2 by V1. So this is the amount of work done in isothermal expansion. If you take it as instead of 1 gram mole of gas, then it will be 2.303 nRT log 10 V2 by V1.